In the town of Southampton, where the rivers flow, lives a man named Vinnie with a heart aglow. Drunken leprechaun, he's the one we need, filming all the stories, planting the seed.
Hello guys and girls. Right, today I had the privilege of being a guest on Laudit's very first live panel show that he did, well, live. And actually I was the first one to be invited on, so I guess I'm the first guest that was on his show. And we had to do an introduction to ourselves, which I wasn't expecting. And then Lordy asked me, why do I do what I do? And that kind of threw me, because I thought, why? I don't know. Now, I've had a whole day now to think about it. And I realised that I've always been into photography. Ever since I was young, I've had a camera. And then when cameras started being able to shoot video, wow. But I used to go around just filming live music. I used to put gigs on under the name of the Fedora Club. And I put some great bands on down in Southampton. Well, actually it was up in Eastleigh, which is really Southampton. Sorry, squirrel. And then, of course, there's the thing with the protests, which I've started filming. But it's not just about that. I love to document things because I think the reason I've always been keen on taking photographs is because I have one hell of a life story. I've met some very famous people. I've been in some very interesting situations. Now, if I were to tell you those stories, the chances are you're going to go, yeah, right, as if anyone's done all that. But the thing is, I have photographic evidence of all of it. No, actually, not all of it. There's some stuff I wish I'd got photographs of, but didn't. Because back in the day, taking photographs wasn't the way it is now. It used to be seen as a bit weird. Why would someone have a camera? And now everybody's taking photographs. It's now a natural thing. But back in my youth, it was always seen as a bit weird for someone to want to be taking random photographs of things. So I guess I've always been seen as a bit weird, which is something else I want to come on to that was brought up today in Lordy's show. And then he comes on to why have I now got a thing about these protests? Why has this become my focus? Now, I've always had an issue with authority. I'm not one to be told what to do from people that I don't respect. Now, many years ago, I joined the Royal Navy. And when I didn't tell any of my friends that I was applying, because I wanted to wait to see. I mean, if I was turned down, I didn't expect to get in, to be honest with you. But when I got the letter of acceptance, I announced it to my friends that I was joining the Royal Navy. And they all went, "You're not going to last 5 minutes." And I was like, "Why?" And they all said the same thing. It's because they said, as if you're going to let anyone tell you what to do. You just do your own thing. You never listen to anybody else. You don't take advice. You're just you. But I did join the Navy. And I did get on really well. because I quickly realised that the people telling me what to do in the Navy actually knew what they were talking about. Because it was all kind of specialist stuff, obviously. But they knew exactly what they were talking about. And yeah, there were times when my old self came back and I was like, to certain people, I would fight back and argue back. And I was known as being argumentative anyway. A bit of one to watch. And then moving on from that to where we are now. I've got all the photographs and everything from back in the Navy. I'm rambling on, I know. So back to where we are now with these protests. Now, I've realised that I don't go to these protests because I'm interested in the protests themselves. Now, you see, earlier this year, I was in a situation, I was attacked by a heroin addict. He's also a known shoplifter, known for many other things. Total scumbag. Absolute 100% scumbag. Anyway, this person attacked me. The police came after 5 days. They came into my home. I spoke to them. I filmed it all. And the police officer told me that this person would be issued with a community, a community order or whatever it is. I can't remember what it's called. And I said to him, well, what does that mean? And he says, well, it means they'll have to do a 4-hour course online and pay, I think it was £17.50. And I was like, well, surely you should be arresting this person. And they said, well, we don't want to really criminalise this person. And I mean, the look on my face, even the cop said, he says, yeah, he says, Vinny, I know. He says, but this person has never been in trouble for violence. And we don't want to add that to their record. I'm like, really? And I also had an issue with the police because neither of them, there were 2 coppers came around, neither of them introduced themselves, neither of them told me they were recording me with their body cameras. And luckily I had my wits about me and I did ask them on camera. They didn't know at first that I was filming because I asked them if they were using the body cameras, and when they told me yes, and I said, well, actually, I'm filming as well. So I felt really let down. Moving on from that to the protests. The police have a certain attitude. I've noticed. I mean, you can look back on my videos. You will see I've had quite a few interactions with the police. I think the last 2 or 3 videos is just me arguing with the police because they overstep the mark. They are clearly biased in their policing. I don't have any respect for them. So I will rally against them. So I'm not at these protests necessarily to film the protesters. I'm more interested in the behaviour of the police, particularly towards people who are just there to film what's going on. I'm not there protesting. You will never see me carrying a flag, wearing any insignia, unless I go to a protest as a protester, which is, very, very rare that I would do that. So that's my aim. So, thanks, Lordy, for inviting me on, and thanks for asking me that question. And hopefully I've answered it. But I'm going to continue to watch the police. I want to expose them. On Friday night, 2 police officers, one a sergeant, point blank refused to give me their shoulder number, which they are obliged to do. Watch the video. It's disgusting. the way they treat me is absolutely disgusting. Now, I need to do some more research because I need to know now 100% what my rights are. Because I tell you what, guys, I am not going to be pushed around anymore by these thugs. So, I'm coming. Yeah? You've pissed Vinny off. That's why I'm doing this. Anyway. Next.
Vinnie King, the voice of the street. With a pint in his hand, he'll never retreat. Calling out the bastards, he's a man on a quest. For the oppressed and the little, he'll never